Hello friends, welcome back to Code Explorer. Here I am Pabitra Banerjee with you, and you are watching this video as a part of our Mastering DSA Using Python playlist, and this is going to be our second video. As I can remember that I told you that I will discuss about data types in this video, but then I realized that I need to discuss about variable in this video first to give you a better understanding of data types. So in this video we are going to discuss about variables in Python, and then we will discuss about data types in the later videos of this playlist. So let's start the video. And I think you have already installed Python and VS Code in your local machine. Otherwise you are using raplit.com, this raplit.com website, if you don't have a habitable machine or you are using mobile phone to code. If you are facing any problem during the installation process of Python and VS Code, then you can reach out to me using my contact details, which I have provided in the description box, or you can simply comment in this video as well. I will try to resolve your problem as much as I can. Alright, let's break down variables in Python, keeping it simple and beginner friendly. So for doing that, I will come to this VS Code. So here I have created a folder called DSA and I have also created a file inside this folder which is variable.py. Okay, so hey everyone, welcome to our Python journey. Today we are diving into something super important, which is variables. Now what are variables? Think of them like containers or boxes, you know, the kind you use to store your stuff. But instead of physical objects, we are storing information in our code. This is basically the variables. Okay, so why do we need variables? Well, imagine you are writing a program and you want to remember a number or a word or a sentence. That's where variables come in handy. They help us to store and remember these bits of information so we can use them later. Okay, so how we can initialize the variables in Python? So let's dive into this. So for Python, we don't need to initialize the variables using its data types, as Python is a dynamic language, so we can simply write the name of the variable and then we can assign a value to this. Okay, and now if we want to print this, we just simply need to write the print function and then we need to pass the variable name, which is a. Okay, as you can see, when I hover on this variable a, this is showing me that it's a variable. Okay, and it's a literal, which is 10. So when we will run this, we have to run this using this code runner extension and we are getting 10 printed on our console. Okay, so but one more thing I want to show you, that if you are passing this variable name as a string, then you will just simply get this a here. At that time it's not a variable, you are just printing the string a, which we will cover what is string, what is integer. We will cover that in the data types video, but in this case I am going to show you that if you use this inverted comma, then you have to face that you will get a only. Okay, when in the string data types comes, at that time Python returns us the same thing which we have given to that. Okay, as in this case we have given a, so it has returned us a. Okay, but wait, what's more, variables can hold different types of information, not just numbers. Okay, they can store words, sentences, lists and more. The flexibility is what makes them so useful in programming. Okay, so to sum it up, variables are like little storage boxes in our code. Okay, they help us to remember and work with different types of information easily. I hope that it makes sense. Stick around for more fun and exciting Python adventures, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, so let me give you an example. Okay, so now I am going to, okay, now let's delete this. Hmm, I want to use some more data types. Let's suppose we want to write a b variable which is containing hello world. Let's suppose. Okay. Now what if we will print this? We will print this a, and then we print b. Let's run this file. As you can see, the 10 has been printed there, and then hello world comes. Okay, this is the main thing. You can use whatever data types you want. The variable will contain that. Okay, so friends, now let's talk about the difference between variables in language like C, C++, or Java, and our Python. Basically, the static type variables or dynamic type variables. In C or C++, when we declare a variable, we have to tell the computer what type of data it will store. For example, if we want to store a number, we have to use int for integers, basically int for integers, char for characters, bool bool for true or false values, which is boolean, and so on. Okay, so here I have created an variable.cpp file where I have created these types of things. So let's dive into it. As you can see that here I have to give it this int abc, which is for the integer data types, char for character data types, which is ch, which containing the character x here, boolean, which I have declared flag, and this value is assigned to true, float, which is double in C++, and the name of the variable is d, and the value I have assigned 3.14 here. Okay, as you can see here that it's string, and it's the name of the variable is str, and it is containing hello. Okay, so we have to mention the data types in the initializes while we initialize the variable in static type language. But as I have already told you that Python is a dynamic typed language, so we don't need to uh, tell the Python interpreter that what we are putting the value inside the container. It will automatically detect the value, okay, that what data types it might be. So you can see that we can write here that, let's suppose a is equal to 10. It's an integer data type. We don't need to initialize in Python here. We can initialize b as an character which is containing x. Let's suppose we can create another variable called flag, which is containing, let's suppose, the value true. Let's suppose it's okay, let's suppose we are creating another variable which is d, and this is taking the value of a float 3.14. Or let's suppose we can create another variable which is a string variable, basically. So str is a reserved keyword for Python, so we need to rename that. So I will give string which will contain hello world. Okay, as you can see. And now what if we run those? When we will run those, print string, print d, print flag, print b, and print our A. Okay, now run this code. You can see that our output is coming. That means we don't need to initialize the data types here. We don't need to write the data types in Python. So for Python, we don't have to worry about declaring the type of each variable like we do in C or C++. Python takes care of that for us behind the scenes. Okay, so in a nutshell, the main difference between variables in C or C++ and Python is that C or C++ requires us to specify the data types of each variable, while Python figures it out automatically. That's mean Python is more intelligent. Okay, so I hope that clears things up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, so now let's dig a bit deeper into the fascinating world of variables in Python compared to C or C++ or Java. Okay, in language C or C++ or Java, when we declare a variable, it's like renting a spot in the computer's memory, right? Each variable gets its own unique area's address where its value is stored. So if we have two variables with the same value, they will likely have different memory addresses. Okay, so for now I am going to remove all these garbages from here. I need only these two, and I will also remove this as well. Okay, okay, also initialize the C variable for now. Okay, so we need to first fix this, which is C. Okay, now it's C, and we will also fix this Python file as well. Now for now we have to give A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10, and C is equal to, let's suppose, 20. And then we will print A along with the ID of A. So what is ID? I will discuss about that. You don't need to worry about that. So I am going to copy this and paste it for 2 times, and this is B and this is C basically. Okay, so I have fixed that. So what I will try to say you that I have already said that for C or C++ like language, uh, variables are like a renting spot in the computer's memory, but Python does things a bit differently. Okay, when we assign a value to a variable in Python, it's like putting that value in a box and giving it a name. Now here is the cool part. If we have two variables with the same value, Python is smart enough to realize they are the same and doesn't waste memory by creating two separate boxes. Instead, it just gives both variables the same box or memory address. Okay, so let us see it in action. So as you can see that I have used these ID functions. So in Python, the ID function gives us the memory address of a variable. So when we print the memory address of A or B or C, it will print the memory address of that particular variable. Okay, so let's run this file for now. Okay, so you can see that a is 10. So for this first print, this is printing the value of a, which is 10, and then it is printing the memory address of the value variable a, which is 10. And then for the same case for the b variable as well, and you can see that there are no differences of the memory addresses here for the both variables which are a and b, and which are containing the same value, which is 10. You can check it by yourself as well. Okay, and for the c variable, it is the printing the value of the variable 20, and it's printing another different memory address. Okay, but what if we go to the variable, the c++, here I have using c++, so you can see that in c++ we have written the same code here. Now I am going to run this. Okay, but you can see that the value of a is 10, memory address of a is, these are the in hexadecimal numbers. The value of b is also 10, but a and b has different memory address. Okay, I think it makes sense. You have understood that what I am trying to tell you. Okay, so in C or C++ or Java, if we need to print the memory address of two variables with the same value, we would likely see different addresses because each variable gets its own spot in memory. So there you have it, a neat little query of Python that helps save memory by avoiding unnecessary duplication of values. I hope that sheds some light in the differences between variables in Python and other languages. If you have any question, feel free to ask. So that's it for today. I will catch you in the next video. Till then, keep learning and keep writing programs. Stay safe and happy coding.